thought, oh my God, what have I done? I remember we were sobbing. Thought, what have we done? You know, like, it's terrible.
Growing up on a council estate, Rosie knew that she wanted more for her own life. Not long after joining the industry, she became pregnant and gave birth to her daughter. Rather than allowing this to hold her back, this actually inspired Rosie to work even harder. Today, she has a thriving business, a full client base. Rosie has now become an inspiring role model for others in the industry.
That is so important for someone to trust you. If people don't know you exist, are they going to come to you in the first place? I was the first one in my area, so every single time a method come out, I was the first one to train in it. Like, you have to be consistent in what you're doing.
Rosie.
Hello, Alicia.
Welcome to the Beauty Growth Academy podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I know you've travelled all the way from London this morning to Leeds, which is not a very easy journey, and public transport and everything. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's been a nightmare a little bit.
It's not the one, is it? It's not the one.
Really not.
But here we are.
Finally.
And I'm excited to hear your story. So I'll start from where I always start. Tell me about how you got into the industry and how you started Extend London, which is your business.
So I was working in the city, 9 to 5. I hated it, literally hated it. I hated being told what to do. I was the worst employee ever. I was looking for hair extensions for myself. I've got curly hair, so I knew it'd be quite hard. And then I was just Googling basically, but it didn't fill me with much joy. Like, it literally was either people that was up in Mayfair that were like £2,000 a set. This is 12 years ago now as well. Or it was people on Gumtree that just...
50 quid.
Yeah, basically. So, but as I was scrolling, a course popped up. That's literally how I found it. And
so
then
what job was you doing?
I was working for a bank at the time. Okay. A private bank, renewing overdrafts, for like £1 million overdrafts.
Just like, I wish.
And I'm on like £8 an hour, do you know what I mean? And then, so I was doing that, and then found the course, and I thought, hold on a minute. It was sort of like, I don't know, it was just, there was no one I knew that was doing it. This course had popped up. I couldn't find anybody in the area that was doing it, like, for me. And I thought, I could do that.
Yeah.
It was just do you know what I mean?
Yes, it weren't like you went to school and thought, I want to do hair or anything like that.
I went to beauty college for a couple of years. I was literally dropped out. Beauty school dropout.
Yeah, same.
I didn't really enjoy beauty. I didn't like the delicate side of it. Does that make sense?
100%.
I'm quite, not aggressive, but a bit more...
Yeah, you're not a finicky, fiddly person.
Yeah, it just weren't for me. And then I ended up just doing... Like everyone else, just went into an office job, basically. But I was always doing my mates' hairs and all that sort of stuff. I actually remember saying to my partner's mum once, she's a hairdresser, I wish I would have done that, but it's not that good money.
Yeah.
And Maggie was
because we all have this preconception. I mean?
Exactly.
So many people have the preconception about the beauty industry that it's not good money.
No, yeah, exactly.
From the truth.
It is the complete opposite. Complete opposite. I've actually apologised to her since then, as well, since saying it. But so that was like the sort of light bulb moment. Took a long time to think of it as a business. It was a side hustle.
So did you go for that course then?
I just went for it.
So you looked at it. How much was that then back then?
It was cheap. It was like $250, I think it was. It wasn't a lot, and it was only around the corner from me. The training wasn't good.
Yeah.
It's horrific, to be honest with you.
Really?
Like, it was really, really bad.
Was
I come out there, my nan dropped me off. I come out there and I thought, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It was one of those, like,
maybe this is not for me.
This ain't, I don't know. You know, I just didn't feel confident. I really didn't. And then I started, my first client was my best friend, who is now my assistant.
Oh, I love that.
It took 2 days to do.
2 days?
We had the whole, like, breakfast, lunch, dinner, sleepover, everything. Like, it was, her hair was quite difficult.
What method did you use as well?
Micro rings. So at the time, micro rings and keratin bonds were the only thing that were about. That literally was it. I hated keratin bonds from the get-go. I didn't like the idea of using glue, and it used to burn my fingers, to be honest with you. I hated it. But micro rings is what I'd sort of went for. Katie's hair was hard as well. It was like curly, very similar to mine, quite bushy. Took a long time, and I thought, I don't know. But I enjoyed sectioning. That was what I found it really therapeutic.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that. It just took me ages, but I really enjoyed them straight lines, and I don't know, like, it's like it was really
like you found
calming.
Peace in it.
Yes, very
I get
calming.
That.
And then I just sort of put the word out there, and it just, odd client. I was probably doing one a month at that point. You know what I mean? And it just very, very slow, but it was always a side hustle. It was never something that I thought could be my business. Never. Like, never. But then I think I started getting a little bit busy. I say 3 clients a month. Like, nothing, 'cause it used to take me 4 hours to do as well. So that was really a day, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
the 4 kids as well. And then I think once I had Florence, which is my daughter, my oldest, that was like, I would say a spiritual awakening, to be honest with you. And everything just clicked. Like, I looked at her and I thought, I've got to give her a good life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've got to give her something. And I had that sitting there. And then I went part-time done at my 9 to 5. And then through maternity leave, I thought, what can I do? Like, this has got something stupid. Like, I just bought a ring light. You know, like, just made it into something. Really, like, looked at my Instagram. I think Instagram was just becoming the thing. You know what I mean? Before that, it was more word of mouth. So I just put everything into that. And by the time I come back off of maternity leave, it was doing well, like really well. I went down to 3 days a week at the job, and then it got to a point where, right, this is a business now. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put everything into it. I'd done 3 months straight, not one day off I had.
Wow.
Because it just took over. And, you know, like, you're scared, didn't you? And you think, something's got to give in now, because I'm supposed to be doing part-time. I'm supposed to be looking after my baby, and now it's just all becoming too much. But it's scary. It
is scary.
To drop that job and make that your whole income, and the pressure and all that sort of stuff. But I remember one Saturday I earned what I earn in a month.
Wow.
On one Saturday, and I thought, that's it now.
Yeah,
I'm
can do
handing my
this.
notice in on Monday, and I'm just going to... That's it.
And is
I'm
that what
gonna
you
go
did?
for it, yeah.
So I know quite a lot of people that have gone on to maternity in the industry, whether it's beauty or hair or whatever, and they've kind of gone on maternity and thought, I do not want to go back.
No.
I just don't want to. I don't like the job. And
it's like
they've
going back
had
to
that.
prison,
Yeah,
you know?
but it
like
is. In
that.
some 9 to 5s, in some employers are not nice to work for.
No.
Some jobs are soul destroying. And
are.
when you get that step away from maternity, you almost get this 9 to 12 month opportunity, I want to call it, to be able to just go in on it.
Definitely.
And some people would say, well, you can't build a business when you've got a baby, but some people would say, I had to build a
motivation.
business because I had a baby. And it sounds like you said that you wanted to give her everything. You seen her and you're like, I want to be able to provide for her. Tell me about, like, your upbringing in your childhood. Was that something that made you want to give her something different? Or?
Definitely, like, we all grew up on a council estate. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was 4, my mum was single parent of 4.
Wow.
My dad was very much involved in my life, definitely. He's a good dad. My mum's a good mum. But I just wanted more.
Yeah, I was 1 of 4 on a council estate. I totally
Do you know
hear
what
you.
I mean? I just wanted more. That's all. I wanted to give her everything, not materialistic either. Like, at the same time I was working on myself, and I understood that how you feel about yourself is probably worth more than how much money you got. So it was both. I was going through a stage of self-development, as well as I want to earn more money. I want to be able to, little things like just go on holiday and let her experience, not just a normal holiday, an experience. Does that make sense?
100%.
Like, just that bit more.
To life, yeah.
And I think surrounding yourself with different kind of people. We all, like, grew up with people that, you know, you don't know what opportunities there are out there for you. Do you know what I mean? No one went to university. No one done anything like that. Like, but I just always had this inside me that I wanted. I had. That's literally how it was. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, and I just remember looking at her and thinking, right, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is
and my partner, Ronnie, like, he was so supportive in everything that I did as well. And he made me believe in... I've been with Ronnie since I was 16, a long time. So he made me believe in myself a little bit more. Not that my mum and dad didn't.
Well, they were busy.
And it was more... I don't know, like... It was more that I could do them other things. I didn't know that was possible. It was like, you get a job... That's it, or you don't, you go on benefits. You know what I mean? That's it. It was no, like, what's going to make you happy?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm going to teach my children. No matter what you do, if you're happy,
that's all
you
that
earn the
matters.
money and you've won. You know what I mean? You've got whatever you want then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know you mentioned, like, you felt quite pushed aside at school. Did you feel like you belonged at school, or was you confused with what what you was going to do after school?
Confused, really confused. I think the whole of my friend group, we was very similar. We all grew up on council housing and all that sort of stuff, and it was never, not even the school would give you an opportunity. You were sort of, we used to just muck about, to be honest with you. We'd do I went to a girls' school, so it was a bit like High School Musical. We'd do Okie in the playground and that. You know what I mean? There wasn't no showing you what you could do. Yeah. There was none of that. It was just go to your lessons. That was it.
I think it's the same now. Like, they don't talk about opportunity at school, as in career progression. Well, they do talk about career progression, but there's so much more to life that we learn as we go through these stages that you've been through, that I've been through. Now you've got your own business and stuff, and you look back and you think, I didn't even know this could have even been a thing then.
No, nothing. They don't teach you any life skills, any even how to communicate properly or to understand how you feel and what you want to do and different opportunities that you've got. And it ain't just about education. It's about your growth as a person. Them life skills are more important than Pythagoras' theorem at this point. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, maybe, if you're going to go and be a scientist or whatever, but also alongside that, they should teach you some sort of life skills, self-belief, confidence.
Mortgage rates, interest rates.
Do you know what I mean?
What happens if you get into debt? Do you know? That would have been really useful for me.
I'd pay the tax man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't agree with that side of it.
So you left, you obviously went on to maternity, and at this point something clicked within you, and it was like the first time when you thought, I'm going to make this a business because I don't want to go back to that, not full-time anyway. What kind of action did you start to take, both personally and on a business level at that point?
Understanding what I was doing from start to finish and what I wanted to achieve, like literally physically, like what I wanted to achieve with someone's hair, also what I wanted to achieve in the long run. Does that make sense? So I was just working up and I wanted to eventually branch out and be in a salon and stuff. But authenticity is I think the key to any success. Like, you believe what you do and you just go for it. Do you know what I mean? If you're happy with what you're doing. Business growth, I feel like consistency is 100%. You have to be consistent in what you're doing. Yeah, I think social media is a massive thing. I think making yourself seen, so like following, just basic stuff, like following. If people don't know you exist, are they going to come to you in the first place? Do you know what I mean? So being seen, being consistent with the social media, following people from the area, talking to other beauty businesses in the area, getting a little share every now and again, that sort of thing. And then, I think that's it, really.
Yeah, just pushing it out there.
Yeah, just pushing it out there.
Did you always just want to do hair extensions, or were there any other things that you dabbled in at that time?
No, just hair extensions.
Just hair extensions?
Yeah, literally just hair extensions. I think keeping up with there was enough going on, because in the 12 years that I've done it, like, a lot has changed in that time, massively. Like, there's 2 more methods. I think it went from this thing where you only went to Harley Street to go and get your, not Harley Street, sorry, like Mayfair to go and get your extensions done, or you went to Gumtree and got your extensions done.
There was no one in between.
It was this bit in the middle, and then all these new methods started coming out, new brands, all and keeping up with the trend. That was really important. I was the first one in my area, so every single time a method come out, I was the first one to train in it. Yeah. 100%. And I went up north, like, you're all, do you know what I mean? You're all ahead of the game. So I made sure that I went up to Liverpool to do a weave course. I went up, do you know what I mean? And the styling, stuff like that. I was the first one to just, as soon as it comes out, bang, I was there, ready to learn.
Yeah, so you were just on your game.
Have to.
And then would you always be posting that on social media and telling your clients?
Definitely.
Because I think with hair extensions, some people could say, like, it's quite difficult to build up a solid client base of hair extension clients, because there's so long between appointments, it's expensive, it's a luxury.
Definitely.
How do you think that you got yourself built up with clients, considering being in quite a difficult part of the industry, to build something consistent? You're
right. Like, with training, when you have to do a model for eyelashes, for example, you can get a tray for £10. You know what I mean? With hair, you're looking at a few £100, even just to get that model in the door. The way that I did it was, I always kept in mind the fact that, so hair extensions ruin your hair. Yeah? Yeah, that is literally what everyone says. And I wanted to change the stigma. I really, really wanted to change it. And from the very beginning, I made sure that everything I'd done was to protect the natural hair at the same time. And I think by having that message from the very beginning helped people to trust me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like you kind of got your authority like over, you was like, I'm the expert and I'm telling you like this doesn't need to damage your hair if it's done correctly, and you kind of stood yourself in that ground of being the professional and the expert.
And I think no one else was doing that at the time either. Do you know, even now it's terrible. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think I was so passionate about it that I think people just thought, she's the one, mate.
Yeah.
But she genuinely, I'll be on there every day talking, saying, you know, like, look at the state of this girl's hair that's come to me. This is how I'm going to fix it. And we're going to do this and we're going to... And I think as well, when people... It's hard to get people in for a consultation. So you've got to do that bit at the start of making them that no, like, trust factor.
Yeah.
You got to do that bit. But then when they're in the door, it's what you say to them.
Yeah.
If you say yes to everybody that comes in, I'll put 200 grams in your hair. I'll do it. No, you can't do that. You can't. You have to advise them, because then they believe in what you're saying. And if you genuinely care, and it's not just a quick bit of money for you, because you want that client coming in forever.
Yeah.
Once you're my client, you're my forever client.
Yeah.
So I'm going to treat you with respect from the very get-go, not just go, I'll do whatever you say.
Just to get some money in your pocket.
Your hair's going to be ruined, so you're never going to come back to me again. But if someone comes in and I genuinely believe that what they're asking for isn't what I can give them without their hair being ruined, I will give them a different option. I'll explain why, and 9 times out of 10 they will still book in and they'll say, yeah, lovely, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's got me so far.
Yeah.
Because I'm not afraid to say no.
Yeah.
And really, as a person, morally, you can't be doing that. Do you know what I mean? I hate it. I hate that is part of my industry. I hate it. I hate it.
I get that.
And I will carry that with me the whole way through. And from the very beginning, I always have done.
Do you think there's too many people in the industry that focused first on how much money can I make from that client rather than what experience and service can I give that client?
100%.
And you can tell with you, like, you're so passionate about it. But that's so good though. Like, why would you do something if you're not passionate about it? If you don't give a shit about hair extensions, you're not going to have a successful hair extension business, because it's going to end up feeling to you like the 9 to 5 did, because you don't enjoy it. Yeah. Whereas for you can tell you're really passionate about it. So why do you think passion's important? And do you think passion's played a part in where you got to now, like with your own salon and stuff?
If you don't like something, how are you going to put that across to... Do you know what I mean? I don't understand. If you don't like something, change it. You know what I mean? So... why would you do something you hate? I don't understand. If you're not passionate about something, you don't know nothing about it. You just know the surface level of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you can't get into... And that does come... Everyone says it comes across, and then people trust you.
Yes.
That is so important. For someone to trust you, that is it. You're going to get them all then, ain't you? Do you know what I mean? Like, so you've got to understand every single aspect of what you're doing. You have to. And then just by people trusting you, then they're going to tell their friend, and whatever it is. You fix someone's hair, they're telling hundreds of people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but you can't fix it unless you know the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
And it's not right. Like, why would you want to ruin someone's hair?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Why would you want to give someone bald patches? I don't know.
And I think a lot of people sometimes, not everybody, but lots of people focus very much on, I need the clients in to get the experience and to get the knowledge. I disagree with that. I think that people can gain lots of knowledge and experience through educating themselves. So what are things that you've done would you like be watching YouTube what was you doing to get past that surface level that you spoke about?
Yeah, that start, just research. There was, I don't know if you remember, there was a forum called Salon Geek years ago.
Yes, I do remember Salon Geek.
It was basically anybody in the industry. This was probably before Instagram was big. It was a long time ago. That everybody in the industry would just be writing questions all the time, and someone would be answering it, and I just read. read everything. What was the best supplier? Just everything I would just take in, then go and watch YouTube tutorials. When Instagram come about, masterclasses were going on, so I was going up north to do all the masterclasses, the styling as well, because that was something I struggled with at first. I never really, like, I could straighten someone's hair, of course, do you know what I mean? But when the waves started getting big as well, I thought, right,
I'm gonna have to get on this one
I've got to find a course now, do you know what I mean? But I would just take in everything I could from anybody, and I would look at other people's pages, so people that I would love, like, admire.
Yeah, expanders,
and I thought, I used to think I would never be jealous, but I'd be envious. I think that's a better
100%.
word. Do you know what I mean? Like, and think, how do I get to that point? What do I need to do? And I would look at everything they was doing, think, right, so she sections it like that. Why would she do that? Or, right, that styling's bang on, I want to learn how to do that. And I would find a way of learning. I just would find it. It would always come to me as well, because I'm meant to do what I'm meant to do.
100%, I agree. But I also believe in the saying, seek and ye shall find.
Yes.
And I say this to people, I'm like, the saying is not sit on your arse, moan about your business not going anywhere, do nothing, and something's going to pop up and save you.
Yeah.
Search for it, Google it, YouTube it, go on Amazon. Do what you need to do, because if you want to look for something, if you want to find something, you've got to look for it.
Definitely.
You can't sit around and be like, oh, I'm not very good at lashes, and do nothing about it.
It drives me mad.
Yeah, it does me. But I think I've interviewed so many successful people in this industry, and you've all got very similar things in common. Passion and that desire to just learn and grow and invest in your time. So, like, when you didn't have clients in for a few hours, you weren't sat there like watching Netflix. You was on the forums, you was reading the books, you was really learning how to become the expert in your field.
Exactly.
And I think that knowledge is power.
100%.
And if you're going to start a business, having knowledge on whatever it is that you're doing is power. And like you say, your clients came in, you was educating them. You weren't talking to them, you was educating them. And because you was educating them, they was like, fucking hell. She knows what she's talking about. And two, I can see how passionate, I'm going to get a good job. Yeah. And I know that, you know. So I think that that's really important. So what were some of the challenges that you faced? Because you said when you went on your course, it was shit.
Terrible.
What were some of the challenges you faced when you started first doing treatments for people, and like, did they go wrong or...
Yeah, so like colour matching, that's difficult.
Yeah, I imagine.
You've got to have an eye for it, a natural eye for it, genuinely. Like it's something that I think that can be taught to a certain level, but you have to understand. So I would, obviously at the start, the colour matching, slightly off, whatever, but I would sit there and I'd study the colouring. Yeah. I would say, right, so, and not any previous hair experience. Ronnie's mum was a hairdresser, so my mother-in-law was a hairdresser. I'd asked her a few things. Do you know what I mean? I remember sitting there with my dolls and asking her to help me section. So just using what was around me to the best that I possibly can. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like so you had, then it was, there's little things that big things you didn't get taught in the training, to be honest with you. Like if someone had a blunt cut, how do you get that to down there and you can't see the line? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I put a long time ago, but I put a weave in. No, it wasn't a weave. It was micro rings in a blunt cut, and I thought afterwards that weren't right. So I asked her to come back in, and I thought so when I'd let her go, I really weren't happy.
Yeah.
You know, you're just not.
Deep down,
and I thought, I can't let her walk around like that. That's out of order. So I went on that night, had to look at what I had to do. This was very early days. Yeah. I had to look what I had to do on salon gate. I did it. No, we need to cut into the top of the hair, blah, blah, blah. Asked Lisa a few things. Then got her back in, sorted it out. She was happy, I was happy. Done.
Yeah.
But it never sit right with me. Maybe I cared too much, I don't know.
I think it's a good thing, though. You don't want to also, it's your marketing. So if someone goes, where'd you get your hair done? And they're thinking, so I don't go. You don't want that.
No, the fault of it. Yeah.
So you eventually went on to open a salon, didn't you?
Yes,
this was
did.
Before lockdown. So talk to me about like kind of how that came about. And
so this was a year after I'd handed in my notice for
your full-time job.
Yeah, my full-time job. And I had a business partner, Millie. We opened it up together. So basically in London, salons are mental prices and all that sort of stuff. So they've got this like creative sector where they're like big like shipping containers basically, and there was little salons popping up all in these. So I thought, lovely, that's the first. Brilliant, perfect. Millie, we opened it up together. Millie was eyelashes, I was hair. I had an assistant, Millie had an assistant, and we had people renting certain sections of the place. We opened up in February. Was it February? A lockdown was in March. A month
after.
We'd spent all this money.
Oh.
You know, like that. And then it was a year. What, a year later? Our lease was only 2 years because they're quite flexible with them kind of creative places. And I was heavily pregnant. And so I literally I found out I was pregnant in the January.
Opened that in the February.
Lockdown in March. And I thought, oh my God, what have I done? Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's a big responsibility.
I just remember we were sobbing. You know, like just when Boris come over the thing, I thought, what have we done? You know, like it's terrible. But then what don't kill you makes you stronger. Just, and you know what? In the end, I thought, you know what? I've made peace with it. I've made peace with now being locked down, whatever it is. I'm just going to enjoy this time with Florence.
Yeah.
And my baby, like Ronnie on the way. Do you know what I mean? Just enjoy it, and whatever comes of it is meant to be. Like. And then we opened back up in August, I think it was.
The
for
following...
that little summer.
Oh, yeah, we did. We got like 6 weeks or something stupid, didn't we? Yeah.
But Ronnie was due on the 3rd of August. So I worked over, I can't remember when he was, I worked over, I know I done that. And then I went back 2 weeks after he was born and just, I felt, you could imagine, you know what I mean? Just terrible that I had to leave the baby with him. Do you know what? With Big Ronnie, I had to leave the baby with him, and then Millie got pregnant.
Okay.
And then our lease was up in the February. We had no savings, nothing. You know what I mean?
You haven't been able to work.
Exactly. Also, the location was out of where we'd started. So Islington, our location was in Hackney. And it weren't the right place. It really wasn't. I needed an hairdresser with me as well. I knew that. Now I'd come out of being at home, I needed a hairdresser with me to do colour. No hairdresser that I knew and trusted was going to come in out of the manor kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I had my hair done by my hairdresser, who I basically recommended everyone to go to, is where I live. I said, this was Christmas, we're not gonna renew the lease. And all I done was cry, and I thought I was going backwards. You know,
you can get in your own head, can't you?
I was more worried about what other people thought, and I'm not that person, you know. Like, but it done you a little bit.
When you get in your head, you're in your head, aren't you? Nothing makes sense.
Exactly. And then Charlie was the hairdresser where I am now. She said, "Well, there's a place here. There's a seat here.
Wow.
Just do it. Like, just come here." And I thought, it's 2 minutes from my house. That's lovely. It's where all my clients basically are. So I thought, that's what I got to do.
Yeah. And Millie was pregnant, so
what are you supposed to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, I had to let my assistant go, who was my best friend, which was really sad.
And it's hard, isn't it?
I promise you,
I had to sack my sister once. I actually fucking did. I had to sack my sister, my younger sister. When I worked in telesales, I was the office manager for a telesales business, and she came on and she was doing telesales on the phone. She was shit, to be honest. She knew she was shit as well. I was laughing about this the other week, and I can't even start laughing because I was laughing that hard. I had to pull my car over. I couldn't fucking sit. I had to get out my car because she was sat next to me and was talking about how bad she was on the phones. It was so funny. But yeah, I had to sack her, so
don't.
Once you've sacked your sister,
That's
you can pretty much sack
you can
anyone.
do anything then, can't you?
It's not nice, it's not comfortable. That's why I don't like working. I won't work with friends and that now.
Yeah.
It's like, nah.
But Katie's back now, so I've built it up again. So I was renting a chair, and now I've got my own private space within the salon. It's nice, it's beautiful. It's just been open, and now that's big enough for us to have. I've got Katie back, and it's going well.
Oh God,
really well. But even by moving location, and then having the hairdresser there, I then ended up earning, and I was paying the same amount of money as what I was paying for the salon and in my chair, exactly the same amount of money, but ended earning 50% more.
Yeah.
Because I was in the right location and I had a hairdresser there.
Yeah, so it was a one-stop shop, weren't it, for your clients?
It always works out, don't it? It always works out.
And also it's good because she can recommend clients to you for extensions. You can recommend clients
Dream
to her
team.
for colour. Yeah, literally dream team.
It literally is.
Social media plays a huge part in business growth. And do you think that it's played a big role in your business and your business success to this point?
100%. It's amazing, isn't it?
What do you kind of do on social media that makes you feel like you stand out?
Do you know what? I've done your mini membership.
Yeah.
Right? If I knew that,
Then
I
know.
Oh my God.
With
Do you know what I
weapons,
mean?
yeah. I know.
Literally, like working out how social media works. So it's one thing posting a photo and doing a video, but actually understanding what content is. I didn't even know there was 4 types of content. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I think
it makes sense though, doesn't it?
Makes so much sense. But just simple things. Take a good quality photo.
Yeah.
If, like I said before, look at somebody else's photos that you love,
and
how did they
aim
get
for that? Yeah.
And I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep moving the ring light. I'm going to take them outside. I'm going to just, how do you get good quality? You could bang out anything. Do you know what I mean? Any content you wanted, but it's got to be, I'd rather post one good quality than post 10 rubbish ones because there's no 100%.
point. We've all seen our fair share of before and afters in this industry, and genuinely some of the pictures or videos I see, it looks like they've taken on a potato.
Honestly.
I'm like, stop that now. And then they're like, I don't understand why I'm not getting bookings. I'm like, well, the other people in your area aren't taking photos on a fucking potato.
Exactly, it's all fuzzy.
Wipe the camera. Step one, put a ring light on, you know.
Literally that.
It is a learning process. Some people just don't know the difference, but I do think, like for you said, like, you look for expanders. To me, an expander is somebody who you look up to, not that you're jealous of, but someone that you're like,
admire.
God, admire your work. If you can do it, you're giving me hope and inspiration that I can do it as well. So if you've got these expanders and their photos and content are not blurry and they're not shit, then that's step one.
That's step one.
It makes sense, don't it?
It just makes sense. It does. Rather than going, I wish I could be like her and being all neggy about it.
Yeah.
You just think, how can I get to that point? What is she doing that I'm not doing?
Yeah.
You have to look within sometimes. You can't just be like, well, nobody's coming to me. Well, because your photos are terrible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
this is a journey of self-growth as well, right?
Oh,
So we've got to also take some responsibility, like
always
along
take
the line.
Responsibility for your own self. It's nobody else's shoe.
100%.
Nobody else.
Do you find putting yourself and your personality just as you are out on your socials and in your business has made a positive impact on it?
Yes, I think so. To be honest with you, I've only started putting my face up there. Obviously, like the odd photo, but actually putting my face up there for the past, I'd say only a year or two. And it does build that relationship with someone. I don't want to go to someone that I don't know anyway. Do you? Do you know what I mean? So, and I knew that, but actually having the confidence to do it, that's what I've always struggled with, and I still struggle with it today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Imposter syndrome, isn't
definitely.
it? And I think people underestimate. Like, so you might look at your expander and be like, God, they're so confident, but they might have not wanted to post that picture too. They might have felt uncomfortable talking on that story. Just because you see them doing it doesn't mean that they're not experiencing the same emotions.
Yeah,
I was saying this to someone earlier on when I first started coaching, because I've got a deep voice and I've always had a deep voice. Fucking born with it, can't help it. Do you know what I mean? It's what it is. But I used to record videos of myself to put out there for coaching, and I'd try and like lift my voice up.
Oh no.
And then I listened to it back and I'm like, oh no, that's too deep. And eventually just one day I was just like,
I am who I am.
Yeah, like it is
Simple
what it is.
Like, take me or leave
I get called a
me.
tranny on TikTok all the time, by the way.
Stop it.
I love it now. It's funny.
I'm not being funny. Who are these people?
They've got
that
dog
think
on
it's
their profile
acceptable?
pictures.
Do you know what
It's
I mean?
always an animal.
That's weird.
It's always a dog or a cat as the
Big
profile
weirdos.
picture. Just back off. Anyway, I did ask my older sister, I was like, I'm unsure, right, when I get trolled on TikTok, whether I should give them some back or just do nothing.
Silence is golden,
yeah, it is,
mate.
but I'm fucking good at witty comebacks, you know. I'm great. One of them posted a picture of the dog, and have you seen the new Deadpool?
No, I ain't.
Right, well, there's a fucking ugly dog on the new Deadpool. And the dog looked like that. So I wanted to rip into the dog. And then Ty was like, you can't, because some of your members might have dogs and they might find it really offensive. I'm like, all right, well, you know, it's not call me a tranny, I'm going to go in on your dog. Do you know what I mean? Because that's obviously where I'm going to hurt you. But anyway, I decided not to.
But it's
better use
hard
of time
though, to
elsewhere.
shut your mouth is hard, isn't it?
It is hard, especially when you're from council estate, babe.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Start punching, you know what I mean?
That inner council girl comes out, like, I want to tell you. I want to tell you exactly what I think
I've done a lot of healing, but it will come out if it needs to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
dead.
mean?
She's just buried. But no, I think imposter syndrome is something that we experience. And you know what as well? When our periods are due, it's worse.
Oh, tell
we
me
are
about
hormonal
it.
little beasts, aren't
I've
we?
learnt about cyclical living.
Yeah, same. I had to. I was going to literally go to prison.
Honestly. But doesn't it make it feel not much nicer when you know why you are the way you are?
Yeah, I'm a psycho.
You don't mean
and
you have to change.
No.
It's just very good to be aware.
Yeah, 100.
Do you know what I mean?
And know what conversations to steer away from. It's true. It is true. And I think as hormonal humans, we experience different things at different times in our business. So one day I could be like, I can kick down the Eiffel Tower, like I am that girl.
Yeah.
The next day I could be like, no one wants to listen to me.
No,
Nobody loves
everyone hates me.
Everyone hates me. And it's normal. I mean, we need to normalise that.
Yeah, and I think that's where consistency gets hard.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for that type, like planning your content, that then, you know what I mean, you've got some things there. So if you are feeling rubbish,
Yeah, you don't have to show up.
Just
Just use that. I say that.
bang it out there.
Just get B-roll. Like get some short videos of you. Like for you, for example, you've got your client in the chair, you're putting something in, you're laughing with your client. You could be sat on your sofa, chocolate around your face, wearing your boyfriend's fucking clothes or partner's clothes, watching Netflix,
Munching.
and use that piece of content and pop it on with your availability for that week, and not have to show. You don't have to show those sides of you. You don't.
Exactly.
If you don't want to show them sides of you, you don't have to. But having some content in the bank helps with that.
It does.
Like, don't.
Of course, in the drafts, ready
I have
to
taken
go.
some pictures today that I'll put on when I look like absolute dog shit. Like, we all can do that. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
What are some of the biggest challenges that you found when it comes to building your client base?
Not getting them through the door.
Yeah, because it's hard in your kind of industry. Your clients know, or will ask the first question, how much is it going to be up front?
Yeah.
And as soon as they get that 3, 4, I mean, it's probably more at your end than what it is down here.
I think transparency is very, very important, actually. Like, I don't have a price list. I used to, and I think that helped with the season of my business. Does that make sense? At that time, to get the clients in the door in the first place. So I'd have like a price guide, so people would have an idea before they walked in. Do you know? And I'd do free consultations at that time. Now, you pay for my time.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you do paid consultations now?
Yes, I do. Yeah, because I would be sitting there on a Saturday for 3 hours, consultation after consultation. Nobody's walking through the door.
Yeah, or not fucking turn up.
Exactly, when I could be doing a client at that point.
Yeah.
But that's obviously where the business would change. At the very beginning, I couldn't do that.
You didn't feel confident enough, did you?
No,
because
I don't think I
new.
could either, because I needed them through the door in the first place, and I'd take the chance of, because I weren't fully booked. Do you know what I mean? So now I can't waste half hour. I can't, because people are can't get an appointment at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So that has to be paid time now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So at the very beginning I didn't, and I'd done it every hour, and I said yes to everything. Everything I said yes to.
We've got to.
Now I've got boundaries.
Yeah, 100%. And
Do you know what I mean?
I think I've worked with so many business owners now, and in the early days, you've kind of got to be available.
You have to.
You've got to earn your stripes, baby.
Yeah.
And once you get them stripes, you can wear them stripes with pride, but you kind of got to earn them stripes.
You've got to graft.
You've got to graft.
You cannot be scared to graft. You can't, because you're never going to get anywhere.
Yeah. Do you think people underestimate the amount of effort it takes to build a client base?
Certainly.
I did.
We had people coming in the salon wanting to rent a space with no clients, thinking that we're going to
give them all this. Yeah, it doesn't work like
that. You got to do it on your own, and you got to be ready to then go into a salon or whatever it is, or sit there in the salon when you haven't got a client, and do the work while you're there. Do you know what I mean? You can't just expect everything.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself, keep it consistent, you'll go far, and graft.
Yeah. You've got to take
Graft.
action.
Have to.
How did you manage having the babies and
God.
the business? Like, no one has the perfect balance.
No.
We wing it, don't we?
I got a lot of support and I'm very, very lucky.
Okay, good.
Ronnie's amazing. He's an
Yeah.
amazing dad. Our whole Ronnie's family live on, which is very uncommon in London. We live on one main road.
Wow.
The whole family.
Just taken up by you lot.
Fantastic. Do you know what I mean? My
Yeah.
nan and granddad are close by. My mum and dad, they both live in Essex, so that's a little bit further. When I started, I was so I lived with my nan and granddad when my mum moved to Essex. So I started in my nan's spare room, which was actually my old bedroom.
Oh.
And my nan and granddad were downstairs.
Yeah.
So that's where Florence was. While Ronnie was at work, Florence was downstairs. Then she went to nursery. But we got a really good balance now.
Yeah.
At that time when I was working 7 days a week because I was doing the other job you just for them at the end of the day. And I knew one day something's got to give because it's too much now. I can't be doing 7 days saying yes to everything. And then once you do slowly put them boundaries in place, your clients respect that. The clients know you by that point as well. The clients trust you. They ain't going anywhere else. Once you found your girl, you found your girl. Do you know what I mean? So then they respect you as a person. At first, you're just someone that does their hair, but then you both respect you have that mutual, and then you just slowly explain, I'm only going to be working 3 days a week, but I'm going to do long days. Do you know what I mean? I'll still fit the evening clients in. Now, I'll do a 7 or 8 o'clock appointment on a Saturday. Do you know what I mean? I just do them long days.
Yeah,
that works
but then it gives
for
you the
me
balance.
and my family.
Yeah.
100%.
I love that.
So we've got grandparents, great-grandparents of my children. So my grandparents are still quite young. So is Ronnie's grandparents. So the great-grandparents are doing the school run at this point. So it's cute. Like, we've got a really good support system. And for people that haven't, I can imagine how tough that is, but I'm very, very,
and people
very
do it, and they make it work.
Of course, you just have to though. Between your communication is key.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You just get through it, and you know at the end of the day we're building an empire for these babies. So they go on beautiful holidays, and when we're on holiday, that is their time. That's not my phone stays in the room. I don't answer a message. That is my time with my children, and I give my whole self to them. That is definitely how you got to do it, I think.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I love it. What advice would you give to someone that's maybe listening to this podcast and they're thinking they're struggling, like they've not got the clients, they're trying to put the effort in? What advice would you give to someone
Keep going. Believe in yourself. Keep going. Just keep going. What if you put in the effort, you will get results. I don't believe any that you would put all this effort in and nothing comes back. I don't, and if it ain't for you then. Do you know what I mean? It's not your path. Move on.
I also think people have to be realistic, be realistic with themselves and actually be honest. Am I taking enough action?
100%.
Because so many people say, I'm doing other things and it's not happening. I'm like, if you was doing other things, it would be
I ain't
happening.
got the time. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Sorry, but we have got the time. If
Give it some Molly May. We've all got the same.
No, but for something that you want, you make time for. Does that make sense? Like, if you genuinely want to have this massive business and you earn whatever, you have to make the time for it. You've got to make sacrifices. Don't go out on a Saturday and get off your face. Do you know what I mean? Do your work.
I think as well what I hear and I know everyone's situation is different, right? So I'm not saying this applies to everybody, but I hear when someone says I don't have time, I hear it's not a priority.
Exactly.
And if it's not going to be a priority, then you're not going to see growth. You've got to make... You want to be self-employed, you've got to make your business a priority.
100%.
Simple as that.
Above all. It comes above all.
Because
it does.
That's what's going to pay your bills.
Sometimes above your own children.
Yeah, I've done that many times.
Do you know what I mean? So if you want it, you'll get it.
Yeah.
If you don't want it, you won't.
Yeah.
Simple as. But you got to keep going. Keep going. Believe in yourself. Keep going. If you want it, you'll get it.
Yeah, I love that. Tell me more about your training, Rosie. So tell me about what you do, why you chose training, where it is.
So I'm not training at the moment. I haven't got a training school at the moment. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but you're thinking of training, aren't you? Yeah.
So I want to train. I want an academy that trains extensionists, well, normal people, whatever.
Yeah, to become an
extensionist, but safely fitted hair extensions. That is everything my brand that is it. It's in my logo. It is everywhere. It's across my page. But that is what this training is specifically for.
Okay.
I'm in the stages of doing my manuals at the moment. I'm actually training up my assistant. So this is the plan. So I'm going to train Katie up to be a safely fitted hair extension specialist.
So she can take some
can take some pressure off of me. She'll be doing the maintenances at first. I'll be doing new clients. Then I'll have the time to do the training school. But that is going to come across, like the safely fitted hair extension aspect is going to be
your ethos.
Everything.
It's your value. It's your top.
Everything.
Yeah.
So anyone that comes through my training school will understand how important that is. The natural health, like the health of the natural hair is the most important, because that won't talk to me, and I think that is where it's all going to go wrong. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to do, I don't know anyone in the industry that's doing that at the moment.
That's just focusing purely on the actual safety of things.
Yeah, and that's what, it's going to take a little while to get the training up and running, but I'll be proud of it when it goes out there. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want. I ain't going to rush nothing.
No, well, there's no point.
And you know the timing of your life, you can feel it.
Yeah.
You know when everything's right. Like, I trust my intuition with everything. Like, I will just get a feeling and I know, boom, that's the right time. That is it. That's when it all just aligns lovely.
It does. It is. Everything always works out how it's meant to work out.
Yeah.
So for people listening to this or watching this, we'll obviously put your details below. So are they all right to reach out to you and see if you're doing it yet? Or
Definitely.
Yeah, because you
drop me a message. I'll put you on the waiting list.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, no, absolutely. Put you on the waiting list, then you'll know. Will you also be helping people with advice on like how to secure the first 5 or 10 clients doing hair extensions? Because I imagine that's, again, something that they want to learn how to do.
Yes, exactly. And I think shadowing is a really big thing too. So they're going to have ongoing support. So we'll all be in like a WhatsApp group or whatever. I'm hoping it will be an app-based thing as well. So trying to implement it within that too, where we can all have a chat and whatever, and everyone can ask each other. But there'll be ongoing support. That's really important. And then I think that should be, okay, it's going to cost a little bit more money, but if I could have shadowed someone
it would have got you
for
further.
a couple of days, oh my God, what someone can learn off of someone else by just watching them is unbelievable. Just sitting there with a doll's head ain't good enough. Just having a couple of sections off your pop. No, that's not good enough. My training will be a premium, it will be a luxury training, whatever, but I genuinely know that anyone comes on that course, goes away, they'll be able to fit a new set straight away.
Safely.
And they're going to, safely, and they'll be giving me case studies, so they'll have to send me someone do it, and then I can alter it or whatever, tell them what they need to do, what they can't do, just that ongoing support. So that's what I want to create. People, I hate the industry being cheap, can't stand it. 20 quid online courses, I don't like it at all. They shouldn't even be allowed to get insurance at this point. But that's what I'm going to change.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I love
100%.
that. When's your plans to start getting that into motion then?
Next Easter.
Okay, so 2025 will be the year that you'll at some point launch your training.
Yes, definitely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Rosie, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. Your advice has been amazing. I've loved your story, and I'm sure the listeners are going to have enjoyed it as well. So we'll tag all your accounts and everything in the comments. Extend London, and that's on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.